So what's up, Stiller fans? Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Longtime center Maurkice Pouncey set to retire from the reports that I'm reading right now on Twitter from a few different outlets. It's sad news. Maurkice Pouncey was a great center for a long time for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's sad news after a tough loss. I really wish the Steelers could have went and got the guy a Super Bowl. I mean, he was a great player, great athlete, stood up for Mason Rudolph when that Myles Garrett situation went down. And now he's set to retire. It's bad news, but you got to try to, look at the good with the bad. The thing with Maurkice Pouncey is he was due a lot of money, and we've been talking a lot about the salary caps in some of my live streams, man. And he's going to free up about $14 million in cap space right there. So he was $20 million in debt. So now that kind of puts us at the $6 million mark. I'm surprised he's retiring. I thought he would at least honor out his contract, but this is from the Steelers Wire US Today. And another one from Dell Lawley. It basically said that the reason Ben was crying on the sidelines is because Maurkice and Ben was sitting there talking on the sidelines, and they was contemplating the offseason and what they were doing. And that's why Ben Roethlisberger was retiring, because Pouncey was retiring. Here it is right here from Renegade Blitzburg. Dell Lawley says Ben and Pouncey were talking about their offseason while sitting on the bench after this game. Alone, he says Pouncey has made his decision. He's done, and that is why Ben Roethlisberger was in tears. So this is some sad news for the Steelers. I mean, but at the same time, it's kind of good news because I just don't think he was the same center, and he was getting paid a ton of money right now. And that frees up a lot of cap space. I mean, we were in a very horrible cap situation coming into this offseason, and this really clears a lot of money off the books for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we'll see, man. Now, we can restructure some people, and we can cut a head or two and maybe give Ben that extension like I was talking about. Let him play 2 more years so we can, get some of that salary off the books. And maybe now we can actually go out there and sign a couple guys. Center might be a position in need now in the draft. We've been talking that offensive line is going to be a huge position of need in this draft. So we'll see how we handle this draft, man. And this is sad news for the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Maurkice Pouncey is done retiring. So, well, hopefully Big Ben retired to Browns, bro. I know, man. That's terrible, man. So, damn, I'm gonna miss Pouncey. I hope this doesn't mean Ben is retiring, even though it's probably for the best. I just love Ben. I mean, what do you think about the Watson trade being brought up? I just don't think it's going to happen. Ben's already talking about. He came out and said he wants to play in 2021. He wishes the Steelers, will give him a chance, and I think they'll give him a chance. Honestly, I mean, do I think he's the same quarterback as he was? No. Do I think Big Ben's overpaid a little bit? Yeah. But I mean, he still had an okay year, especially without a run game behind him. Or we had the worst run game in the year. But Ben is getting a ton of money, and really the defense won us a lot of games this year. So I don't think the Watson trade's going to happen. And a lot of people say like, "Oh, well, he's talking about requesting a trade." Just because he's requesting a trade doesn't mean Houston has to honor his request. So Houston would be insane to trade him, but they traded DeAndre Hopkins, so who knows? If we can strengthen this run game and O-line, I wouldn't be opposed to having Ben back again. I don't think the offense was his fault, but we also need Randy gone for sure. Yeah, Randy, his contract's up after this year, so he's going to be going after this year. If they bring him back and give him a new contract, I'll be amazed. So he got to take a pay cut or retire. Ben, yeah, I mean, Ben, they'll have to restructure his contract. It's the last year of his contract, and they'll have to restructure it because if we cut him, we'll still have to pay him like $19 million. So I don't think the Steelers are going to go in that direction to where they're going to cut Ben Roethlisberger. And even if he retires, I think we'll still have to pay him dead money. So that's going to be, bad news, bad juju regardless. So if somehow we can maybe extend him 1 year to kick the cap to just to split the difference between each years because he's due $42 million. My whole beef with Ben is the amount of money the front office gives him, man. I mean, he had an okay year. I'm not going to say he had a horrible year. He had a good year, but the amount of money he's getting paid, it's like the guy, he's getting paid like he's the best quarterback in the league, and he's not the best quarterback in the league. Let's be honest. He's just not the best quarterback in the league. He might not even be a top 10 quarterback anymore. He's getting paid the most in the league basically next year. One of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league next year, and he ain't got it like that. Ben ain't the same. I love Ben. I love everything he's done with his franchise. It's sad to see Ben, going out like this. You wish you could have went out on top. You wish you could have that Cinderella story, but it is what it is. And I mean, and that's the thing, because Ben's getting paid so much money, man. If we can get Bud Dupree back, bro, that's the biggest thing, is getting Bud Dupree back. And he's one of the major keys to the defense, and the defense is a major key to this team's success the past 2 years. Let's be honest. I mean, we had a practice squad quarterback last year, no run game, and we still won 8 games solely off the defense. And I mean, we started off 11-0. Sure, Ben had a lot to do with it, but the defense, they won us a lot of games this year. We led the league in sacks, we led the league in interceptions. So it's sad, man. It's sad. Pouncey's been a Steeler since I was 5. I'm 15. Yeah, man, it's sad, dude. I hope we can beat the Browns to make you feel better. Yeah, good luck, Andy Rod. I think you guys have a good chance. He needs help on run game. Let Derek and Watt and Vance McDonald and James Conner go, plus many others. Yeah, we have a ton of free agents, so there's a lot of question marks coming into this offseason. A ton of question marks. A ton of free agents. And with this Pouncey retirement, that frees up a lot of cap space for the Steelers. So we got the wiggle room. Cuts are going to have to be made. Like you said, Vance McDonald definitely could be one of the guys that could possibly get cut. Possibly Watt is another guy that can get cut, and that would free it. That would get us out of the red right there. Pouncey's retirement, Vance McDonald, and Derek Watt, that gets us out of the red. And we draft a tight end, get some offensive linemen, but we have a ton of free agents coming up. We can sign Dupree. I mean, it'll be close. Bud Dupree's even still. I mean, Bud Dupree's going to demand a lot of money, and we only have like 37, 38, 39 players on contract. I forget the exact number. So, that's going to be like, we're going to have to. Bud's going to get a lot of money. Juju's going to get a lot of money. So even if we get out of the debt, we still got to fill out the roster. We still got to fill out the 55-man roster. But I would love to see Bud Dupree back. But at the same time, if we can get the same type of production with Alex Highsmith than Bud Dupree, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, man. I really wouldn't. But hit the like button if you guys can. Hit the subscribe button. I mean, it could be bugging him. I mean, that's a tough injury to come off of, to be honest, man. It's a really tough injury to come off of for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Everybody hit the like button. Bro, I'm a new follower on your page, and you touch a very good point on video you make. Keep it up, bro. I thank you very much, sir. Was the Castro good this year? Our line's going to need some serious reconstruction this year. I definitely think the line needs a lot of help. I think that's definitely one of the top positions in need that we got to draft is offensive line. I've been talking about it. To be honest, though, you got to remember, though, when you're playing football, you're putting your body on the line to do it. It was probably because his body just gave out. That's the thing. Offensive lineman, that's a tough position, man. In my opinion, the game's won and lost in the trenches. I'm pretty sure you're a Ravens fan, and Ravens football, Steelers football, it's trench warfare. The game's won and lost in the trenches, man. So, once you start getting older, you're past your prime, a little bit older than 30, you just don't have that adrenaline. You don't have that, that fire to prove yourself, especially when you're on them rookie contracts. You're out there trying to prove yourself, to go out there and knock heads. You're an offensive lineman. That's your job, to go out there and knock fucking heads. And, once you get all that money, you're you're pretty much set for life. You kind of it's like Apollo Creed in Rocky. If you ever seen Apollo Creed in Rocky, he was out there punching meat, running in the streets and stuff. And Apollo Creed was just sitting in the back, just figuring out different ways to promote the fight to make the most money from the fight. He was more about his dollars than that hunger. He lost that eye to Tiger. Pouncey, might just lost that eye to Tiger, kind of like Ramon Foster. They were great linemen for a really long time, but once you get old, once you get that money, you lose that eye of the Tiger. I hope we keep McDonald and Watt, both good blockers. Yeah, but we barely use Watt, dude. But McDonald's not bad. He's just getting a ton of money. That's why I think maybe he could be a guy that's on the chopping block, possibly because he's just getting a ton of money, and so we can get out of this debt. But this Pouncey retirement definitely helps us get out of a lot of debt, man. Juju balled out, but honestly, Claypool and Deontay are good as fuck. We really don't need Juju after a big playoff performance. He's going to waddle the money. I would definitely prefer John stays high. I would definitely prefer some keeping Dupree, because defense, man, it's all about defense. And our wide receiving core is pretty damn good, man. We got Washington, we got Claypool, we got Johnson. In my opinion, Johnson's our best receiver right now. And I think Claypool's going to be a monster. Athletically, he's just on a whole nother level. So, you know what I mean? He's just got to catch up to the speed of the game, maybe get a little bit more crisp on his routes, get a little bit more ball security when it comes to catching the ball and stuff. So, we'll see how it goes. Nobody escapes Father Time. The bar just starts to break down at some point. Yep. That might be happening to Ben, but Ben said he wants to come back for another year, so I think it's pretty much going to happen. I think they're going to bring Ben back. It just is what it is. But, I would like to see us get a new offensive coordinator. I don't know who the guys are out there that are offensive coordinators, who we can bring in, but we definitely need to bring in an offensive coordinator. Let's get Travis Renaji, first round pick. Yeah, that would be great if we can get that boy from Alabama or Travis Etienne. Travis Etienne would be great. I think he's a really elusive back, man. So, yeah, everybody smash that like, hit the subscribe button. I just wanted to get this quick news up here and talk about this a little bit. Defense wins championships. Our offense couldn't hold up this year. It's in current form. Yeah, the offense, we're dead last in rushing. So is it all on Connor? I don't think it's all on Connor, to be honest, man. It's a lot of problems. Offensive line, running game, coaching, just an abandonment of the run game. Pouncey was a beast. So, yeah, I just want to get this quick news up here. Shout out to everybody joining the stream. You went viral on Twitter, huh? Yeah, I do that quite a few times. Meet the Mets. I get Browns fans in their fillers a whole lot. Man, it's not hard, though, really, to get. And I wouldn't say viral. Viral's like 1 million views. So I didn't go viral. But my phone's probably not going to stop blowing up for the next 4 or 5 days, honestly. Yeah. So sad news, but good news at the same time, because this gets us this is one piece to get us out of this salary cap hole, because Pouncey was getting a ton of money. He was due like $14 million next year, which I think is overpaid for Maurkice Pouncey. I don't think he's a top center in the league no more. I know he made the Pro Bowl this year or whatever, but I just don't think he's really a top 3, top 5, top center anymore. He was great for a really long time, but he's just really old, man, and he's just getting past his prime. Ooh. That would be good. I'm definitely going to be coming with a lot of mock drafts, so we'll see. I've kind of been focused on, game by game and the storylines going throughout the season. So now I'll be doing the mock drafts, looking at all the top people in a draft, and I'll be coming with that content. And, yeah, Mac, man, I hope Ben is next. It's ridiculous. He's overpaid too, man. But he's already talking about coming back, dude. So he's probably going to come back, bro. Let's be real, man. Sad for Pouncey. Let's be honest. The Steelers front office is just so committed to Ben. I don't know what it is. They love Ben. Ben's great. He had an okay year. I mean, maybe I go too extreme with my last video, putting all the blame on Ben and shit. I mean, it was kind of a knee-jerk reaction because we had a lot of problems on offense, to be honest. But Ben getting that money like he's the best quarterback in the league is come on, man. So he needs to restructure his contract. But that's the thing, too, because what we do, that's why we were in so much debt, is because the Steelers, they kick the cap down the road, 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 restructure after restructure after restructure, to where it just takes money off the top of their deal that year and then just puts it to the next year, to where we get aging veterans like Pouncey making $14 million, Joe Hayden making $14 million, Ben making $41 million. So, it's like the restructure shit, it just keeps, it's like, it's just a kid. It's kind of like Congress. They just keep kicking the can down the road, man. So we'll see, man, if they can give him extension and he splits the difference to free us up, who we're going to cut. But Pouncey retire and that's a big help with the salary cap as of now. Creed Humphrey, maybe as an LSU fan, I would like to see Creed Humphrey, Harris, or Travis. I'll have to check out Creed Humphrey. I don't know much about Creed Humphrey. Times are changing, man. Father Time catches up to everybody, man. It's sad, but it's true, man. Ben was a great guy. I don't know. I wouldn't say a great guy. I mean, he's had his off-the-field issues, but he was a great quarterback. Won us 2 Super Bowls, man. He's one of the GOATs. Let's be real. Ben's going to go down as one of the, top 10, top 15 quarterbacks of all time. I mean, he won 2 Super Bowls. I wish he could have gotten another one. And then if he was able to win another Super Bowl, that really would have cemented his legacy as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Sorry about your Titans, Christian. The problem, though, bro, is we don't overhaul. Yeah, if Ben should have more Super Bowls, brother. Tomlin held him back, in my opinion. If we get Creed Humphrey, Najee Harris in the first 2 rounds, that would A+ first rounds. Got to do some research on the later rounds and late round gems. Yeah, if you can get Najee Harris in the second round, that would be amazing. And a great offensive lineman in the first, that would be amazing. So, yeah, everybody, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. I appreciate y'all tuning in for a little bit to talk about this Pouncey news. Yeah, Juju's probably gone. Yeah, Corvette. You're going to be hopping in the jet. If we can establish a running offensive line and retain our key players, we got another shot at a ring. Yeah, if we can retain Bud Dupree, I mean, our defense will be pretty much intact for the most part. I mean, the defense is so great is because of the front 7 and the fact that we get after the quarterback. So, I mean, we still got Cam Hayward. We still got TJ Watt. Devin Bush will be coming back next year, too. That's another guy that went down early in the season, man. You think Cleveland would have been able to run the ball like they did if we had Devin Bush in the game and shit, man? And Tuitt had a monster year. We still got Minkah Fitzpatrick, so we still got the defense intact, man. If somehow we can, make the right cuts and a few restructures to where we can get Bud Dupree back, that's going to be amazing, man. And this Pouncey is one step in the right direction. As much as I hate to say it, as much as I like Pouncey, I mean, I got the dude's jersey, but sometimes you just got to move on. Let's get Watson if Ben retires. Ben already, think about this. We haven't won a playoff game since 2016. Man, that's a long time. I hope we get Bud Dupree, give him a huge contract. Yes, I've been forgetting about Devin Bush. He's going to come back next year. Yeah, Devin Bush is going to be huge, man. Devin Bush is a beast. Let's be real. Devin Bush is a beast. That was such a major injury, man. I was so upset when it happened, man. I mean, Devin Bush is a hell of a player, dude. Our defense was, I think our O-line and Roethlisberger were the 2 big problems. I think the O-line and the damn running game was the biggest problem. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger, I don't think it's my criticism is not so much on Big Ben's play. It's just like him calling out coaches, him calling out players, him calling out he has like an ownership mentality in ways to where he thinks he's just untouchable. He can do whatever he wants. He can throw everybody under the bus and just he's getting paid so much money to where we're in this debt that we are because he's getting this money. And, Bud Dupree has a lot more left in the tank than Ben Roethlisberger. Let's be honest. Juju is still 24 years old. So if Ben wasn't getting paid $40 million, you could take that $40 million and you could long-term Bud Dupree and Juju Smith-Schuster, two guys that have a lot more left in the tank. At the end of the day, the NFL is a business, and you got to make good business decisions. If you make bad business decisions, that can set your franchise back for years. I remember when the Washington Reds football team, used to be Redskins, signed Albert Hainsworth to like one of the largest contracts in the history of the NFL, and he turned up being one of the biggest busts. So it's crazy, man. Buffalo is whooping that purple pigeon ass. Once Dupree got hurt, yeah, but Dupree was just too much to overcome, man. Highsmith played all right, but he's no Bud Dupree. Not at all. Keep the Castro and Doxton. Yeah, maybe Doxton can. Maybe you could throw Doxton at center. I don't know if he has a ton of reps at center, but maybe we put Doxton at center. We got the Castro, and then maybe we draft an offensive tackle because I know Alejandro Villanueva is a free agent after this season too. I think Juju is bad Juju. He makes us look like complete ass clowns with it when he shit talks teams. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't the smartest thing to say. I think the media overblew what he said in his interview a little bit, but at the same time, he probably shouldn't have said it. I mean, at the end of the day, these guys got publicists. They know they deal with the media every day. They kind of know what the reaction's going to be before they even say what they say. So, I mean, even I do. I'm not even a media person. I'm an asshole YouTuber, and when I make my videos, I pretty much know what like the reaction for the most part how people are going to react. Like when I make my little troll videos and shit. So great year, Steelers. At the end of the day, it's another one and done. We still got question marks. So we're gonna end this live stream now. Shout out to everybody joining, man, and we'll probably do some live Q&As throughout the season and off season. Maybe hopefully we can get some Steeler fans up in here. We can talk a lot. We can get multiple different opinions. We can have maybe like an hour live stream to where we can all get our opinions and talk about the draft and who we think we need. So I appreciate you all. If you're new, subscribe. If you're old, hit the like, hit the share button if you really care. Let everybody know we're out here. Shout out to y'all. Peace.